Right, hello and welcome along to the Sports Express Show. Thank you so much for joining us today. So, local football is back. We're starting with the MTN 8 this weekend. It's kicking off. Kelvin is also back. Brother, you good?
Hey, Mr. Nyusa, how's it
Yeah,
going?
you got the Satina Babukon.
It's a cause. I'm
Right, it's back, man. We're going to start the DSCV Premiership, obviously, next weekend.
DSCV,
yeah, it's not the ABSA anymore.
Not the ABSA anymore.
We're always getting it wrong somehow. But it's the
Eventually
DSCV, DSCV Premiership, starting with the MTN 8, right? Top 8 teams from last season, with the exception of Bidvest Vids, because there are no more right now, so it's going to be TTM. Right, the first fixture is, of course, the Sundowns up against, what's Sundowns playing?
Sundown.
Celtic, a repeat of the final.
It's
a grudge match, a repeat of the Nedbank Cup final. So Sundown signed 13 players, right?
Yeah,
including the likes of Erasmus, Shalulile is in there, Motobi Mbala is in there. So there's a lot of players in for Sundowns. Not only that, new coaches as well. Not new coaches, new positions, new setup. 2 joint head coaches. Mangoba Mngitululane Mkwena, and of course the senior head coach, Mr. English, Mr. Steve Compella. So what do you think firstly about the Sundown setup?
Look, man, that setup, of course, is going to raise a few eyebrows because most of us are not used to it.
Yeah.
So we're having 2 joint head coaches. People are going to ask questions. Who do we actually, put the blame on if the team is not doing well? All of that's something we're going to look at. Who's going to, raise their hand and say, okay, I'm the head coach. I'm the one who's taking charge. Yeah. So I think that's going to be the questions raised by everyone. But then look, man, those are 2 coaches who've done it, who've been doing it for Sundowns for the past 5-6 years now.
Yeah.
Obviously, Rulani and Mangoba, and obviously former coach Upito, who's with Al Hali now. So I feel like for me, those 2 coaches, man, they can actually take it from where Upito left, because obviously they were there when Upito was doing it. They were actually helping Upito. So I feel like, yes, you see, for Yana also Compella coming in, it's going to be easy for him because it's 2 people who've been doing it at Sundowns, who I think are comfortable and obviously know what needs to be done at Sundowns now, obviously to take it forward from Upito Musimane and actually continue the Sundowns reign obviously over in South African football and African football, because Sundowns have been the best South African team basically for the past 3-4 years. So I think keeping those coaches there, keeping the back spine of the team, because those 2 guys have been there for Sundowns for a very long time, so I think they are going to, just handle very well.
The addition of Steve Compella, happy about that?
For me, it came as a shocker, I won't lie. Steve Compella, I wasn't expecting Steve basically to actually, go to Sundowns.
Yeah.
Maybe another team, but I wasn't ready for him to go to Sundowns, but he's there. And looking at why they acquired a person like Steve Compella, remember his days at Free State. He's been doing quite well for those small teams, and obviously with Chiefs, we remember him at Chiefs, and also previously at Arrows. Now Arrows were a good team. Remember before he locked down, they were in the top 8. You thought they were going to keep in the top 8, but then unfortunately it didn't happen. So Steve Compella, man, look, he's a good coach. He's a very, very good coach, and obviously another thing in the background, less pressure on him, so we know what he can do at the small teams with less pressure. Obviously at Free State, I can say Free State's one of his best coaching stints for me, personally, my opinion. But then Steve, man, is a good coach. He's very tactical. I always say that about Steve. He's very tactical. Yeah. So bringing tactics, and also we've got the likes of Urulani, also a very tactical coach. So those 2 guys, I think they're going to click very well together. So yeah, man, look, Steve Compella is going to fit perfectly like a glove, obviously, man, with Sundowns.
Yeah, obviously the 2 teams did play the final at the end of last season, which was a very close game. Celtic were very good in the bio bubble, beating the likes of Chiefs. They were very good, very consistent. So looking at the game itself, like, how do you see this one going? Looking at the situation that, like, it's such an unusual time, and you can get any kind of results in games like this.
Yeah, I mean, look, for me, I feel like Celtics obviously have that back of the mind that lost. Obviously, we on a Nedbank Cup last season, and obviously the story for the cycle Langaman, not being in the team sheet but not being allowed to play suspended, and then obviously saying that Celtics went about it the wrong way, so there's nothing going to happen for Celtics then. So I think they're going to come into this game and actually, have that at the back of their mind also, and also for the Celtics, man, Celtics are just one of those teams who come into a game, we don't know what to expect, but on the day they are a very, very good team. They can tackle any top team. Obviously, remember against the Chiefs, that's the top of my head fixture I can talk about right now. But I feel like the Celtics, this game for me, Celtics, is just, it's the first game back. Obviously, I would say back. It's kind of a tricky season, so to speak. It's been a few weeks, gone. So there's just a few weeks break, and obviously a few changes here and there. Obviously with Celtics. So I think for me, just have to wait and see. They still got the likes of my Ben now. He's been quite a formidable captain for them. He's going to have to, take everything on his shoulders and actually get the team forward. Still got the likes of Shabalala still there at the back. So for me, Celtics, a team, I can't really say much right now about Celtics.
Yeah.
I can only just talk about their last performance, and that was against Sundowns. And for me, it wasn't convincing, but they did play well, but it wasn't convincing against Sundowns. So going into this game against a very, very good Sundowns team, Celtics, they're going to have to, bring the A game. Yeah.
Right, moving over to the next game, of course, Chiefs up against Maritzburg United. So Gavin Hunt's first game in charge of Kaizer Chiefs. Everyone has been waiting for this moment after the departure of Ernst Middendorp. So Chiefs obviously can't sign any players right now. The transfer ban is still in place, but they do have players training with them, Siso Shanti and also Nange also coming through to train with Chiefs. So looking at head-to-head, Maritzburg United did get the better of Chiefs last season. We have to say that, we have to mention that. And now going into this game, it's really, really interesting to see how it's going to play out.
Look, man, Maritzburg is just another Bloom Celtics for me, but
they're a voodoo team for Chiefs.
Yeah, but better. But look, for me, Maritzburg United, they've got the likes of Meza now, so they posted the attack. They still got Utirok obviously at the back.
Kutumela still there.
Kutumela, resurgent.
They've managed to retain their players.
So retained a lot of key players, and that's one thing you should look at. It's not retaining your players. Also, you need to retain your key players. So obviously they've added also to their background staff, Darrell Barkley. Now, obviously, goalkeeper coach Fernandez also is there. And and another thing, Ofori is gone now to Pirates basically. So maybe looking at, that's the one thing you need to look at. We on the Maritzburg Woods, okay, they're back five now, it's going to be a bit changed. It's going to be another keeper coming in. Obviously, Ofori has been very, 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 very good for your Maritzburg United. So Maritzburg against the Chiefs, man, look, obviously Kevin Hunt's his first game, first competitive games for the Chiefs, so a lot of eyes on that game and want to see who to Kevin Hunt, what kind of team is going to put up and everything like that. Obviously you have to also understand that quite a few key players missing, Upiano, Lukovic injured, Castro is injured, Manyama suspended, Naulo Kunjana, midfielder, Katsande also suspended. So look at those four players, those are very four key players to the Chiefs team, obviously in the midfield and the attack. So basically for me, Chiefs is going to be a very, very, shaky team we've got to put up. There's going to be questions asked of that team by Maritzburg, because Maritzburg is very good at going forward. Like I said, Omako Kutumela, and obviously the likes of all those guys there. So I feel like Maritzburg United, this game for me, I'm really not sure, man, what's going to happen. But I feel like Chiefs better. Chiefs looking at back what's happened to Chiefs, obviously losing the title on the very last game. So they're kind of like a wounded lion. So they can be very
So would you say
dangerous.
it's a quality Kaizer Chiefs side that slightly lost out to the title and now have a slightly better coach as well? So hopefully or surely they are a better side and could challenge more this season?
Look, man, Chiefs and Maritzburg, obviously Chiefs are the better side on paper and obviously on past form and everything else. But knowing in Maritzburg and knowing in Chiefs, you never know what kind of game you're going to get. But one thing I can certainly say, it's going to be an exciting game. But I feel like the Chiefs, man, can have the upper hand. But they are actually wounded a bit. So we think will want to put one over the Chiefs again, as they did before in the past season. So yeah, man.
Yeah, TTM against SuperSport United. TTM, their first ever top flight game. They haven't played in the PSL ever in their history. Right, they did buy their status into the Premiership. So, what do you think about that game? Because TTM did sign like 22 players already, which is like, I think it's a record. I've never heard of a team signing so many players.
Basically a new team.
Yeah, the likes of Mulenga. Mulenga's in there, Shonga's in there, Banyisa's in there. So it's a lot of players and a strong SuperSport United team as well.
Look, SuperSport United were lucky to actually keep Ukrobla before I tried to so they actually maintained to keep Yana Patimo Tiba is no longer there. Obviously went to Sundowns. So I feel like SuperSports, man, look, man, this is a game for me, SuperSports, that cannot afford to lose. And TTM, 22 players, haven't got that much of a training in the team.
Yeah.
Obviously, the background news, our coaches, something happened with the coaches going to TTM. So I feel like TTM is just, for me, this game, they are just bound to lose this game, basically, for me. With confidence, I'm going to say that TTM are going to lose this game.
Yeah.
And this is a chance for in Super Sport to actually...
Why do you say they're going to lose the game?
Because, man, it's a lot happening in the team, man. You don't understand. 22 players coming in.
But it's experienced players, though. I know the fact that
but
it's a lot of players, right, coming into the team. Obviously, it would be unrealistic to expect them to hit the ground running.
Yes, exactly.
Because they haven't played together.
Very, very, very first ever game as a top flight team. And it's a top flight team of experienced players where most of them have never played with each other. So basically, if you said it's experienced players, maybe like 5 or 6 are from one team. Maybe, let me just say, because they're Portuguese, maybe 5 or 6 of them are from Ifits. Maybe I'd give them a chance, but it's more about so I feel like TTM, for me, this game, we are going to lose this game with confidence, I can say that. I see Super Sports United winning this one very convincingly. About like Omokoyana, the likes of Clayton Daniels, sorry. Umbule, goalkeeper, Ronald Williams. Looking at those guys and looking at the TTM team, you know who to beat. Super Sports are very, very good side. Finished, I think, 5th last season, I'm not sure. So look at that and playing against a team that finished 3rd in the Glen Africa Championship basically last season. So you see the difference, there's a very big gap. Obviously, different players, obviously, for the team, but with confidence, man, I'm going to say this one, Super Sports, it should be not so much a walk in the park, but sort of a walk in the park.
Lastly, Pirates against Cape Town City. Bafana Bako is a big buccaneer, this one. Right, so Pirates, a very strengthened team this season. You know, adding the likes of Tabang Monare into the team.
Look,
Wade Juste is also there, Tulani Hlatshwayo. So what are you expecting, firstly, from your Pirates this season? Looking at how you guys played last season, you know, very inconsistent. We always know Pirates is a quality side. They have the players. They have obviously the coaching staff and everything, but inconsistency was a big thing with Paris last season. So with the additions that you have now, how do you see them playing this season?
Okay. Look, Paris, they have quality players, but quality players way. Basically, quality players, Abanai Pirates is in the midfield form, basically. Because if you look at
you have quality players in defense, quality goalkeeper.
Look, let me just say before the signings.
Okay.
Before the signings, there are quality players in the midfield, basically, for me, Paris. If you look at the Paris midfield, if not the best in South Africa, one of the best, maybe the second best. Of course, they had the best midfielders in Paris. Of the likes of obviously Kolamlambo, now gone.
Then Mutuare,
Makaringa, Obozungu, Memela, Upule, Lodge. You see those players. Those are midfield players, but if you look at Paris defense, there was a few questions with Paris defense. Once we were not sure, basically. So the likes of Hlatshwayo and obviously can play defense, but Hlatshwayo is a very, very, for me, a very, very good signing for Paris. They signed a quality player, a well-seasoned campaigner, basically. Captain of the national team, captain of the former vets team. So for me, Hlatshwayo is a very good player. He's got a well-proven record of what he's done in the PSL. And also, like I just said before, Ofori coming in also. You know, Netherlands can be a bit shaky sometimes, so bringing in some competition for you, and the likes of 40, maybe, you know, bring his A game even more and more and more into other games. So look, man, obviously they're still looking for a striker. They lost, they couldn't get Okrobla, so they're still looking for a striker, which I think is something also they need to look at, because look, man, you can't always rely on one person. We are not top goal scorer last season, Muhango. So you can't always rely on one player. So I feel like the Pirates, signing-wise, they made good signings for me in the key areas. Monaro obviously is another good player, don't get me wrong. But for me, midfield is something Pirates just need to keep a hold on. You need to actually strengthen their defense and attack for me. And when I say attack, I mean basically striker. That's what I think for me.
You're not sounding very confident.
I am confident with the Paris team, man. Look, the signings, they're very good, man. Ozin Power is his first season, full season, so we won't have a lot of excuses now. It's okay, I came in halfway through the season. The team I had was just given to me. I had to work with what I had. He had the chance to get new acquisitions, and he did. And I feel he got good players, and got rid of a few players he didn't need, obviously. So I feel like he was in power for me. a lot less excuses now that it's going to a full season.
Yeah.
Pirates for me can be a title. They always are, but this season I feel like
No, but they should be this season.
I feel like this season they've got a better chance than they had last season of being title contenders. But also they need a title now. I think it's been 6 or 7 years now without a title. So basically, Zimbabwe, one thing he needs to do this season is actually win something. That's one thing he needs to do, because we know Sarits are a good team, but good teams need to win titles at the end of the day. So that's what he needs to do. That's the most important thing: win a title for the Pirates.
Are you strong enough for a prediction, brother?
For all of them.
For all of them, all the games.
Yes.
Put your head on the block.
Yes.
Right, Sundowns Celtic, repeat of last year's final.
I have to go with Sundowns here. Probably 1-0, 2-1.
Yeah.
Sundowns. Yes.
Slight win for Sundowns.
Slight win for Sundowns. Remember, it's the first game back, so slight win for Sundowns, 2-1. I'll give to Sundowns.
Grudge match. Abafana Bokuthula noXolo, Kaizer Chiefs and Maritzburg United. That one is always fireworks.
You see that one? I see that one.
Yeah.
That one can actually go even to extra time. Or It can do that. But I feel like I'm gonna give it to Chiefs this one.
FNB Stadium.
FNB Stadium.
Home ground.
Home ground. No fans. So, but home ground, but there's no fans. So basically, there's no home ground at this day and age with this pandemic. So I have to give this one to Chiefs. Possibly 2-0 or 2-1, maybe 2-0 or 2-1, basically.
Okay, Chakuma up against Supersport United.
4-0 Supersport. I'm giving Supersport. I'm gonna put my head for Supersport here.
Yeah.
This one is a banker, my friend. It's a banker.
Yeah, this guy. like, come on.
Supersport's gonna win this one convincingly. 4-0. I see you, Kabuz.
I don't see it being a walloping, as you're saying. I honestly don't see that happening. Like TTM are not a walkover, even when they were playing in the Glad Africa. No, but even when they were playing in the Glad Africa Championship, they were a quality side. They were a competitive
this
side.
is not the TTM that was playing in the Glad Africa.
Exactly, right? But the additions into the squad are experienced players.
But additions will not hit the ground running. Check, I'm telling you.
But a complete collapse though, a 4-0.
4-0, I'm telling you, bro. This is going to be a wake-up call for TTM Mugutek. This is on a different level.
Welcome to the
big boys now, because I think the TTM are not serious, bro.
Yeah.
How do you sign 22 players so close to the beginning of a season? How do you do that?
No preseason for them.
No preseason, nothing whatsoever. But expect them to come and play against the likes of Amatima, who've been together for like 5 years now, 4 years. About Supersport United.
They also have a new coach as well.
Everything is new, so basically this is like the trial match for everything. It's okay. These are the players I have, and this is what I want to do. Will they do this for me? And it's going to do this. It's going to try the team in competitive match, which is going to be a very, very unlucky or very unfortunate event for ETTM, because Supersports, they're a good team, bro. They're going to smash them.
Okay.
4-0.
Right. Made your point. Pirates against Cape Town City, your boys. Are you confident about this one? Do you see, realistically speaking, do you see Pirates getting one over Cape Town City?
Realistically speaking, yes, I do. But looking at the past, because you can only tell the future from the past. So looking at the past fixtures, Pirates and Cape Town City has been quite a few draws there, but then Cape Town City
defeats for you.
And defeats. I was about to say, and Cape Town City winning a few games also in there. So look, man, Tabo not that. Still there, and obviously Ralani. Obviously the last 3 Rasmus now, so but for me I have to give this one to Pirates slightly 1-0 or maybe in the penalties, something like that. I'm gonna give this one to Pirates, because the Pirates, the amount of acquisition they made, I feel like he's gonna put the confidence in the defense. He's gonna do that for me, and alongside Ujale, and obviously he's been playing with the likes of Motuari. He's played with Motuari with vets before, so I feel that midfield backline communication will be there. So I feel like Pirates for me are going to be a bit too strong for just a tad bit for Cape Town City. So I'll go for 1-0, maybe penalties or something.
Yeah, but I'll hold you to that. I'll be back again next week to ask you about your predictions, because the MTN 8 is back, of course, next weekend. We're looking forward to the kickoff of the DSTV Premiership. That's going to be starting very soon.
Exciting.
So really excited about that. Catch the action this weekend, and of course we'll catch you next time.